Brad Delp, along with Boston, had planned a comeback tour around mid-2007. Delp's last public appearance was a radio interview held on the radio show called The Shark, on the radio network WSHK on March 7, 2007. At around 1 p.m. on March 9, 2007, Delp's fiancée, Pamela Sullivan, discovered Delp dead lying on the bathroom floor of his home in Atkinson, New Hampshire, at the age of 55. His death was later deemed to be a suicide, with toxicology tests performed on Delp by New Hampshire's medical examiner determining that he took his own life through carbon monoxide poisoning by premeditatingly securing the door in himself in his master bathroom with 2 charcoal grills present and then subsequently lighting them during the night of March 8, 2007. Pamela Sullivan had been out with friends the night of March 8, leaving Delp alone in the home. She made 3 unsuccessful phone calls to Delp before arriving at their home. Before discovering Delp, Sullivan called 911 after noticing a dryer vent hose connected to the exhaust pipe of one of Delp's vehicles going into the home. This hose, which was visible from outside the home, had been a part of Delp's secondary plan to take his life, as evident by a written note taped to the front door of the house by Delp which read, "To whoever finds this I have hopefully committed suicide. Plan B was to asphyxiate myself in my car." Delp also left several other pieces of writing across the house, one placed at the top of the stairway of the home, which gave caution to others of the high amounts of carbon monoxide in the area. The set of notes later stated in Delp's words, "I take complete and sole responsibility for my present situation. I have lost my desire to live." These notes went on to state directions on how to contact his fiancée Sullivan, quoted as saying, "Unfortunately, she is totally unaware of what I have done." On the shirt that Delp was wearing when he died, a note was paper clipped to it which read, "J'ai une âme solitaire," which, when translated to English from French states, "I am a lonely soul." Police had discovered that Brad Delp had left 4 sealed letters intended for Sullivan, his ex-wife Mickey Delp, his 2 children, and 2 other undisclosed loved ones, respectively. Pamela Sullivan had revealed that Delp had been battling depression for a while before taking his life, claiming that Delp had been feeling bad about himself. Reactions of Brad Delp's death contained feelings of shock and trauma, with the band Boston's official website swiftly changed after his death to a black background and white text displaying the words, "We just lost the nicest guy in rock and roll." Gardner Berry, a musical artist that Delp had emailed weeks before his death informing Berry that he would attend a musical gig that Berry and his band 4 Sticks had in Londonderry, New Hampshire, expressed shock to the passing of Delp. Berry stated, "I didn't really know the dark side of him, which there was, apparently." Roger Kimball, Brad Delp's classmate and bandmate at Danvers High School in Danvers, Massachusetts, also stated, "It's just going to be another shock to everybody. It doesn't seem to fit with his personality." Brad Delp's body was cremated on March 14, 2007, and there was a private funeral held for him. A public memorial service was announced, although no further or future details on the service were given. The exact reasons for Brad Delp's suicide have been disputed. Mickey Delp, in the days shortly after Brad Delp's death, had made interviews where she claimed Brad was distressed because of dysfunctional professional affairs within Boston. Rifts between Delp's family and Boston's founding member Tom Scholes ensued after Scholes stated his disdain to not being invited to Delp's funeral, and claimed that he was being unfairly blamed for Delp's suicide. A lawyer for Scholes later sent Mickey Delp a letter demanding a retraction of her statements. Scholes then sued Mickey Delp in the Suffolk Superior Court in 2007 for defamation for allegedly alluding that Delp's mental state and suicide were caused by band decisions made by Scholes. Later, in 2010, Tom Scholes sued the Boston Herald for defamation as well for publishing an article around Mickey Delp's comments in 2007. The lawsuit against Mickey Delp was thrown out by a lower circuit judge, but the Appeals Court of Massachusetts reinstated the lawsuit. A separate judge had thrown out the lawsuit against the Boston Herald in March 2013, though this was also successfully appealed. In May 2012, an incident that took place just over a week before Delp's death had publicly surfaced from the lawsuits, which gave light to another possible explanation for why Delp took his own life. According to a testimony given by Pamela Sullivan's sister Meg Sullivan, who was living at Delp's home before his death, she discovered a hidden recording device in her bedroom that was planted by Delp. After confronting Delp about the camera, he profusely apologized and became embarrassed. Meg Sullivan's boyfriend, Todd Windmill, demanded that Delp inform Pamela Sullivan about the incident, which Delp was noticeably anxious about doing according to Windmill. On November 25, 2015, a Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court ultimately ruled in favor of the defendants in both lawsuits filed by Tom Scholes. The court ruled that the statements by Mickey Delp were opinions, and, therefore, could not form the basis of a defamation claim. Scholes's publicist following the ruling stated that Scholes was disappointed with the court's decision. The publicist went on to state, "In the end, Mr. Scholes remains saddened by the loss of his friend and bandmate, Brad Delp,